Hey guys, today I have a special video for you. So many people ask me, can you show a high-end laptop with VR? And I asked Lenovo if they can send me a high-end laptop. Unfortunately, I am not allowed to keep it. I have to send it back in several weeks, but at least they send it to me. It's a Lenovo Legion laptop with an i9 14900HX and an RTX 4090. So this is really high-end. It's also pretty expensive, of course. And yeah, but I expect that we can run several VR games with a very high resolution, and of course I will test it with the Pimax Crystal Lite. So a high-end PC VR headset with a high-end laptop. And I'm wondering how the values are, how the frames per second. So we will try it with different games. I will also show you the configuration of this laptop and how I connect the headset. So the coupon code for the Pimax Crystal Lite you will find in the description, and also the link to this laptop and the configuration. My name is Thomas and you're watching VoodooDE VR. Let's have some fun with the video and let's go!
VoodooDE.
Okay guys, let's talk a little bit about this laptops here. So this is a high-end gaming laptop, of course, yeah? So it's not so cheap, to be honest. So all the technical specifications of exactly this model, what I have here, you will find in the description, but I can tell you also a little bit. It's an i9 processor, 14900HX. So it's a pretty strong one. Then the graphic card is an RTX 4090 laptop edition with 16 GB GDDR6 RAM and a boost of 2040 MHz. We have a 2 TB SSD from Micron. That's also a very fast one. And I installed Windows 11. That was also no problem. Everything was smooth and no problem. We have a 64 GB of RAM, DDR5 or DDR5 with 5600 MHz. It's also very high RAM. And we have an anti-glare display here. Yeah, this is 16 inch monitor with 3200 by 2000 resolution, mini LED with 1200 nits. Yeah, and also this is pretty heavy. Of course, it's a gaming laptop. It's 2.6 kilogram. That's a lot. Yeah. And perhaps you're wondering, what the heck is this here? Yeah. So as I said in the intro, I wanted to connect the Pimax Crystal Lite, and it has display port. So, and I checked out the connectors. Damn, no display port. You only have HDMI here. So most headsets have like display port or so. And then I asked him, how can I connect that? So I needed this adapter here. This is display port to USB-C, and this laptop here has the display has a USB-C that goes to the graphics card, and then you can just connect the Pimax Crystal Lite here with this adapter. So if you also have a laptop that has no display port but USB-C, I will put the link to this adapter in the description. So then I installed PiPlay, the Pimax tool, yeah, and then I left everything in the standard settings. This is what I always do. I don't change anything so that we can compare it a little bit better. So everything is in standard settings in the Pi tool. And in the games themselves, I will show you a lot of games, and I put everything on absolute maximum. When there is an ultra presetting, I put it on ultra presetting or very high, or at least, yeah, everything to maximum. I will show you some games now, and also the settings first, and after that some scenes where I also put the FPS VR, so the analytics, the benchmarks that you can see at the same time. So this is gonna be interesting. So I will not comment this, but after that I will give you a conclusion about my opinion. So I will burn this laptop, yeah? I will burn this laptop and you will see it now. So let's have some fun. Okay guys, let's come to a conclusion. I think you wondered a little bit about the sometimes pretty low frames per second, right? And me for myself as well. I was very shocked about some results, and later I understood why. So we have first, Half-Life Alyx is pretty good optimized because it's a VR only game. We had like 77 frames per second average on ultra settings. That was okay, yeah. And but then we had a game that's also made for VR, Kajak VR Mirage. That was on maximum settings, also like 55 frames per second. That's pretty good. But then we had all the games that were updated to VR that normally were meant for PC only. And that was for example, Elite Dangerous. There we only had like 40 frames per second on average on ultra settings. And then we had, for example, No Man's Sky, which only had 33 frames per second average on ultra settings. Project Cars 2 was also pretty low with on ultra settings with 30 frames per second on average. And then Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice on very high settings with only 20 or 22 frames per second was really hard to play. Yeah. And that's crazy. I mean, there's a 4090 inside. How can this be? So consider, guys, we have, let me tell it again. So inside this laptop here is a CPU, a 14900 HX CPU, and in my PC is a 14900 KF CPU. So, and the GPU inside this one is a 4090 RTX laptop edition, and my desktop is a RTX 4090 as well. Then perhaps some years ago, I also made some or not years ago, month ago, whatever. I made some benchmarks with my RTX 4090, and then I had a lot more frames per second with the same games and the same settings. How can this be when there is the same graphic cards inside the laptop and the desktop? You have to be very careful here, guys. So, perhaps you've seen an RTX 4090 for a desktop. This is such a huge chip, yeah. It's a flagship. It's really huge and heavy, yeah. So how on earth can this fit inside such a small laptop? This is impossible. Also the cooling, it is not possible. And therefore, for example, the 4090 laptop edition is, for example, in 4K resolution, is 50% lower performance than the 4090 desktop edition. 50%. Yeah? And if you play on full HD resolution, then it's still like 20 to 30% slower than the desktop edition. That's insane. Although it has the same name, RTX 4090 laptop edition, RTX 4090 desktop edition. But it's a huge difference. Huge, yeah. Also with the CPU. So the 14900 HX is around 20 to 30% slower than the desktop version 14900K. That's insane, right? I'm not sure if most people knew that already. Yeah, so you have to be careful. If you just think, oh, I spent a little bit more and then I have a mobile desktop with an RTX 4090 where I can play everything in the next 10 years. No, guys, this is much slower than a desktop with the same technical specifications. That's crazy, right? It's very crazy. So you have to be careful. So, but there, you want to know the price perhaps. It's very expensive, of course, yeah. So exactly this model, what I have here with 64 GB RAM and the high resolution and so on, is around 4,500 euro up to 5,000 euro. That's crazy, depending on where you buy it. But there is also another version of this laptop, for example, with only 16 GB RAM with a lower resolution, but still with an RTX 4090 and 40900 HX CPU. This is like only 3,300 euro then. So you can save a little bit there. If you are interested in that, so it's very good for mobile, yeah. If you want to go somewhere and show VR somewhere, just lower the settings to medium or so, then it will be fine, and then you can show it to your friends, and it's mobile. I can just carry it around, yeah? I cannot do this with my PC. I can't even lift it alone. It's so heavy. So this is a mobile device that's pretty good, but be careful, it's not by far as fast as the desktop version, yeah? In the description are the links to the laptop if you are interested, and also my coupon code 3% for the Pimax Crystal Lite. Yeah, that's also very important. You can save it when you go via my link and enter the coupon code VoodooDE. Yeah, I hope you like it, guys. Also check out my other hardware reviews. That's very interesting. And also give me a like. If you have any questions, put it in the description below. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell, and see you next time in virtual reality. See ya!
VoodooDE